You've probably got two different answers when you're looking for whether you should or shouldn't spray a pastel drawing. Luckily, it's quite easy to know when you should, and it's quite easy to know when you absolutely shouldn't. And trust me, there are situations where you absolutely shouldn't. Well, if you're working on this stuff, then the answer is yes. But if you're working on a pastel mat, then the answer is no. Let me show you why. So, if you're using this type of paper, your pastel is going to blend and smudge much more easily, and it'll actually start to fall off the page because the page hasn't got this open texture to it. So for that reason, you need to glue it into place using a fixative, and that is going to preserve your work. But if you're using the Clairefontaine pastel mat, you're going to find the drawing experience very different, and there'll be far less dust. For this reason, you don't need to use a fixative on a pastel mat paper, and it's been designed so that you shouldn't really spray your work. In fact, I ruined a drawing by spraying it with fixative because I didn't listen to advice, and it stained the pastel mat and had to go in the bin. Moral of the story? Don't spray your pastel mat with fixative, save it for cheaper pastel papers. And if you're wondering about this stuff, don't. It's not been tested for artistic use, and over the years it could change your painting and turn things yellow. But if you're just practicing and want a cheap solution, this stuff is great, and it's what I use it for. So all that's left to do is put this back on the shelf where it's probably going to stay for years. But like any great creative, you can't chuck materials out. Who knows when it might be needed.